The Chiefs started this round of 8 in the NFL playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. And you know what, Rex? As sure as can be, it's going to be Kelce in the postseason.
I mean, you know what's coming. You can't do anything about it. This is what happens. You're late on the blitz here, but Kelce
make that tackle.
is an absolute freak in the playoffs.
That was with a 6-3 lead midway through the second quarter. 3 plays later, it leads to Kareem Hunt punching it in, and the Chiefs are up 13-3. It's 13-6 midway through the third. And then, Alex, here comes this Houston offense. They come to life. First, it's Nico Collins, and then Joe Mixon.
Yeah, this was big. They ran the ball great all day, and then C.J. Stroud, I thought he played well in this game, especially in big moments, using his legs. Big thrown catch right here.
It would set up Mixon for a 13-yard touchdown. Texans would miss the extra point, which would be critical in a variety of ways. Texans down 13-12. Teddy, next drive, here's a big third down play. Where else would you go?
It's easy. That guy. Travis Kelce, you got to double him. You got to take care of him in critical situations. Third down in the red area. And you got
Taylor Swift and Caitlin Clark looking on fourth down. They go for it, Rex, and they get it with Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, they pick up this guy during the season, and this is why. Short yardage plays, he is.
And then this is a third down play. Alex, go ahead and give me some insight into this.
I would love to say I taught him this, but I mean, listen, this is what makes him so special. I mean, look at the gravity of the situation. Situational football, red zone specifically, was the difference in this game. And these 2 touchdowns, I mean, this one right here, falling down, I mean, Superman throw. I mean, to have the courage to make this throw, let alone pull it off, is ridiculous.
Trav finding that spot right behind the linebacker is just textbook.
So it's an 11-point game late. This is on second down, Rex. They took a lot of bad sacks.
No, and you can't do that here. As good a quarterback as this young man is, he has a tendency to take too many sacks.
And back-to-back sacks on this sequence here. And Stroud being helped off in this game. He banged up his knee early on. You'll see him being helped off. A 35-yard field goal from Kaimi Fairbairn would have made this a one-score game, would have made it interesting, but I'll say this. Fairbairn had himself a very bad day yesterday. Leo Chanel with the block on that one. Fairbairn missed another field goal badly and missed an extra point. This one was the punctuation. Any chance the Texans had went away right there. And so Mahomes and the Chiefs go on to win it 23-14. They move on to the AFC Championship game, which they have qualified for in every season that Patrick Mahomes has been their quarterback. 23-14 for the Texans. A good year comes to a disappointing end.
I feel like we were the better team, you know what I'm saying? But we shot ourselves in the foot again. Like, we have to find some way to get over this hump of us making the same mistakes over and over and over. We can't have that if we want to beat teams like this.
We knew going into this game, man, it was us versus everybody, right? When I say everybody, it's everybody. The naysayers, the doubt, right? Everybody. With that, knowing going into this game, what we were up against, we can't make the mistakes that we made.
You can never relax from last year to this year.
But that's a good football team. Phenomenal defense that they've got. And we knocked a little of the rust off, and we're humbled to be in that position.
So it doesn't always have to be an offensive explosion. It doesn't always have to be the defense locking it down. It's just who can find a way to get a win, and how can we do that. And I think that's what makes us a special football team. We'll try to carry that into next week.
Again, he has been in the AFC Championship game in every season that he has been the starting quarterback, and we'll see he's now 1 win away from a shot at an unprecedented three-peat. And Teddy, as you watch the Chiefs play, they remind me of your Patriot teams, which is they never do the things that get you beat, and that is a big part of winning postseason football.
And when you beat teams as often as they do, you get some teams thinking, like Will Anderson said, we are the better team, but then he says we just keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over. I don't think the Houston Texans understand how to win a football game like this. I think there's just a big difference in class of coaching staffs and in players here, and I recognize it right away. I mean, in terms of the opening kickoff, and then, it was Chris Boyd going absolutely ballistic because he thought he forced a fumble, him pushing his coach, and then the defense, yes, the defense is outstanding. Minus 15 yards from that, and they get the 3 and out. Maybe it's a tougher field goal to make. Those little things, they just don't understand. Will Anderson, you know that's Patrick Mahomes, right? If you give the officials any type of excuse to throw the flag, they will throw the flag. I played with a guy that, he had the same type of carte blanche / Jordan rules that Patrick Mahomes also has, all right? You're gonna get those calls, and you have to know how to win those type of games. To hear D'Amico Ryans afterwards talking about, everybody against us, of course he's talking about the officials. But when you lose a game and you're talking about officials, the Chiefs will just look at that and just understand that you never really understood how to beat us, because what Patrick said was exactly true. It doesn't matter what the game is. They know how to win the game they're in, not the game that they thought it would be. That's how good the Chiefs are.
And listen, there are 3 phases to football, right? We talk, obviously, a lot about offense, defense. Special teams matters. It was a special teams disaster for the Texans. Kansas City, Dave Toub, this unit has won games for them continually. I mean, from the opening kickoff, you basically donated them 3 points, right? You missed 2 field goals. You missed an extra point. I mean, that's 10 points right there alone, just in the kicking game, right? Outplayed. And this was a big factor. And this is playoff football, right? Like
it is.
Patriot teams that were so good on special teams, your margin of error is small. So for Will Anderson Jr., yeah, you played good on defense, but I mean, again, these details matter. Situational football matters. We saw the goal-to-go situation where Kareem Hunt runs it in, the 4th down, right? The Patrick on the 3rd down Superman throw, right? Like that was the difference in this game. And then again, Travis Kelce, right? The Chiefs had 200 yards offense. Right. I mean, Trav was more than half of that, right? And again, is he slowing down? He's not the same. The guy, I mean, the rest obviously did him a lot of good, and he looked unbelievable. And this was the crazy thing. In big-time moments, man-to-man situations, that's where Patrick was going. It was to him every time, and he delivered. Listen, I know how this building works. It's all about matchups, right? Know your personnel. And Patrick did yesterday, right, and it delivered.
I mean, the whole year I've been saying, look, they're vulnerable this year. They're vulnerable this year. This is not the same type of team, but it's the same championship medal type team. Like, it's crazy. 212 yards, and you go out and win the game by, like, it's crazy.
But isn't that the point that we began with, which is they don't, what they don't do is they don't beat themselves with mistakes, with bad sacks, or with turnovers.
No, absolutely. But 7 years in a row of this, like, it's crazy. So it matters. Now, look. Is there still some concerns? You're telling me that when I saw Patrick Mahomes and all that after the game, he was disappointed.
Yeah, he wasn't
like
happy.
You could say what you want. The guy, they had 212 yards. Yeah. All right, that is. I mean, we'll see. Is that it was good enough to win this game? But is it going to be good enough to move forward, beat Buffalo, or beat? It was
telling. You heard Andy even reference the rust. Listen, they had a month off, right? It did affect this offense early. They missed some things, and that was kind of key. That the Texans should have been up 10 early in this game. Instead, they were trailing 10 somehow because of special teams, right? And again, that's how Kansas City gets.
By the way, speaking of Patrick Mahomes, this is a week where on shows like Get Up, we spent a lot of time talking about Jaden Daniels and a lot of time talking about Lamar versus Allen, and I have no apologies. Do you know that the last time Patrick Mahomes threw an interception was 63 days ago? It was November 17th. That's the point. He's still the standard. Someone is going to have to knock that guy off, and it is very hard to picture anybody doing it. We will see. Meanwhile, A.J. Brown is in the house a little bit later in this program. He's got the book with him there. We'll see. He's got the books. Smith, he needs 6 yards to become the all-time leading receiver by yards in Eagles postseason history. Rex, who do you think holds that record?
Harold Carmichael.
Harold Carmichael is right. Come on. Holy smokes. Okay. Unbelievable. Sal Palantonio.
I got that right.
Sal Palantonio, as always, is in Philadelphia for us. Sal, what is going on as we get set for this one between the Eagles and the Rams?
I got one word for you, Michael. How about hail? It was freezing rain, snow, and now it is hail. It's all kind of I-95 yuck right now coming down here in South Philadelphia. About an hour before game time, it's supposed to start snowing and snow throughout the game. Here's the weather alert just handed to me by VP of Grounds, Tony Leonard for Lincoln Financial Field. And the weather alert says 2 to 4 inches will accumulate by 5 p.m. So they will be playing in what Tony Leonard said would be a snow globe here at Lincoln Financial Field. And the preparations that are being done by the equipment staff for both of these teams, but particularly for the Eagles, is to find the right size cleat, especially if you're running back Saquon Barkley, because so much of what the Eagles do offensively goes through their running game. He had a great day, of course, everybody knows, in Week 12 against the Rams out there in Los Angeles. And yesterday, I was on the phone with LaShawn McCoy, who had a very famous snow game here, and I'll do my Chris Berman imitation. I was there. I remember
down. They're going to have to figure it out today to have a chance. Let's see it, Rams. Come on, Matthew.
Brew mentioned the Kellen Moore when it says give it to Saquon.